right, let's see. Well, how's things looking? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So we've got voice going on. So let's go ahead and get this game going again. Oh, our avatar died again, didn't it? Yeah. So we need to drink, and eat, and organize. Oh, I guess we're going to have to claim our box again like that. Okay. Let's see. We've got some stuff opened up. We got the animal feeder going now. We got the animal shelter going on. Got some new frog eggs. See, we already had that, so that's not new. Oh, I can make the T4 backpack. I've got, what would that be? Traju frog eggs, Serena butterfly, and the T1. Well, we had that already last time. And yeah, they want us to get busy. So I have to put out some more machines. But before I do that, we went ahead and purchased these options. The 3x3 living quarters, the rounded living compartment, and the dome that you could stick on top of it. And that would be a good idea because we want to rebuild our base completely. Let's see. I don't think there was any other big changes, or should I say unlocks. We've already got those out. We've already got these out. We've already been putting some of those out. We really don't need those too much anymore unless we're doing the outpost. Let's see. We've got that. Those. Oh, what I don't have these, which we're going to need to create animals. I've already tried to use that here. Automatically harvest organic items around its based on its location. Use the map with a T2 map information rocket to see where to place it. Oh, I wasn't trying to do organic. I was trying to do the normal type of ores. So that's not what it's for. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Now there's some more of these that are going to open up right in here. They're mostly rocket types, launch platforms. Let's see. Anything new there? No. There's a T2 version, but that's not opened up yet. Just these two here. And I can make and have been making the T1 feeder, even though they'll eat pretty much anything the avatar can eat. And we've got these picture frames we can put up now. That's more of a shelf model. And all you need is tree bark to make those and the eggs to display the type of frog it is. Fireplace. Not really sure where that would be good to have. There's the light box. There's a drinking fountain that could come in kind of handy. We could start displaying our space suits that we have in reserve, and we could start making the cozy chair instead of the old standby chair. We've got the storage container, so we got all the things we need for a kitchen. That's kind of like a computer desk. Not well. I guess the sort of things that would make sense is we could put one of these on there. We could put one of these bonsai pots on there. We haven't started the workout area yet. See, that's mostly for outside, but it can be used inside too. And you can put quite a few flowers across there. These make real good cover the inside or the outside of the windows to give it kind of a. And they're also great at producing a large quantity of oxygen. In fact, some players have complained that they are too big of a advantage, and all you need is lima seed. Yeah, that'd be like a mini refrigerator for the kitchen that we learned we could put trophies on it. We haven't done the planet view yet. I got that's kind of new. I don't remember having that available, the pool table. So we can build a rec center together. Yeah, we can put trophies on that too. A different kind of table. We've already been using these as coffee tables. There's a trash can. It works basically the same way as a shredder does. Doesn't cost much to make. There's a treadmill. Server. I'm really not sure what we're supposed to do with that. But that looks like what we've been harvesting from the abandoned outpost. I guess is what you would call it. Mining camp, something. The extra big dining room type table. And the wash basin, which they just call a faucet. We got all those from the distant places that we looted. Yeah, I think this is what I should probably focus on. But as usual, location, location, location. So where are we going to work on that? And then we'll strip all this down and take it down at some point. Now we're going to go up 3 or 4 levels, so we would have to stay away from that. Maybe we should start right in here. We could always make this wider. Looks like we're tall enough not to have any problems with the rocks. Yeah, let's see what that is, because that footprint's going to be kind of important for everything we're going to stack on top of it. Oh, I should put the recipe up here. There we go. So we need 3, 3, and 3. So the super alloy, 1, 2, 3. Then we need the iron. You're going to need bulk storage for everything that you could possibly need or want, including your crafted items. Because when you go to the moons, you're going to need a whole lot of stuff coming from Prime. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of putting it right in here. All right, let's see what the footprint's like. Ooh, it's big, isn't it? Let's launch ourselves up here, take a bird's eye view. Ooh, that's too close, so we're going to have to push it out like so. And then we'll have to expand. Oh, it's up in the air. That doesn't really matter, but still. I think I'll leave it up in the air like that, because we're going to stack all those other building types that we had to purchase with the Terra tokens. That's what it is, Terra tokens. So let's go get us a bunch more iron and work on the foundation here. 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll just click as fast as we can like so, and see if that's enough to get us by for now. And then we'll set this down a little bit better, hopefully. I'm wondering, do I want to make this kind of short get it started. I can't go under that, can I? No, I can't. Get the process started as a part of the show and tell. I'm trying to think, what else should I do so that this thing would be at least an hour long? All right, that's wide enough. Oh, so let's go ahead and take this up. That way we can finish this part here. And we'll use the control key to hold it down just for a little bit so we don't have to keep calling up the menu. Oops, I'm not close enough. Okay, we know that that'll be big enough. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, we still got what we need. And now we'll put down our new... Uh-oh, I fell off the edge. Maybe I should go over here like this and do it from this direction. That's not working either, is it? See, it looks kind of centered up, doesn't it? It's going down just a little bit into the foundation work. How's that look? Well, not perfectly centered, but that looks like, and we're slightly below the foundation. How's it look this way? Oh yeah, we're over top. We're hanging off the edge, you might say. All right, let's try that again. Oh, I did it again. I fell off the edge. Maybe I have to extend that somewhat. That... I guess I can't get it perfect. And that kind of anchors it into the foundation. And I would prefer it laid right on top with no hint of sinking in. But I may not be able to pull that off. Yeah, the bird's eye view seems to work a little better. Gotta move, while I'm airborne here, move back and forth a little bit. I know that if I'm slightly above the foundation, it makes it easier to put in extensions. And since the game doesn't seem to want to set down as perfectly as I want it to, or as centered as I want it to, well, darn, I want to try that again. This will at least give you a heads up of what this might be like for you when you decide to buy the 3x3 using the Terra tokens. See, I'm using the natural grid that's there. That to me looks like it's actually in the foundation a little bit. But that's it. I don't have a choice, and I'm about to die. I must have the, oh, it put me right on top of it? Oh, that's interesting. So what happened to my, oh, there it is. Death box. All right, let's see. Well, we didn't quite get it all the way forward. Yeah, see, it's slightly hanging down over top the foundation and kind of hiding it a little bit, which means I wouldn't be able to easily extend it if my this wouldn't be the problem, would it? Sometimes the littlest things can mess up your construction projects. All right, let's try that again. I need to go at least that far. I got a feeling that's going to be the best I could do. Yeah, it's slightly elevated, but it seems to be more centered. Yeah, it does. It seems to be more centered. And it does. Yeah, it is slightly forward too. But as far as the placement goes, that looks pretty good. Except that it's elevated slightly, and I don't think I could do better. I'll try one more time. Otherwise, we'll let it go. Now, the other choice we have is we could come out here like this, and we could set it. Of course, this would make the project a whole lot longer to take to finish. And decide where is the ground fairly flat. And as long as we're over top all these rocks, oh, then there's that really tall pillar there. Oops, I got too close. Yeah, because see, we'd have to rebuild all the foundation parts and everything. And I couldn't go any lower than that, it looks like. And then we'll just meet the foundation to it. That usually works pretty good. And for this area, we wouldn't get into trouble until we got over there, where those tall stone pillars are. The other thing is the farms and these gases stuff. If we're not tall enough, none of this will go underneath of it. And we are lower than what we originally had. See how much space we got here. Well, there's plenty of space. We can get through. So I suppose having it slightly lower would not really hurt anything. All right, let's go ahead and get some water and some food. Go ahead and dump these guys since we don't really need them right now. So to give you an idea what I'm talking about, we'll just pick up some of these. All right, so we would go down here. We will let that float depending on how high we want it to float, and then see how we just match it up with the foundations. This seems to work a lot better than the other way. Now you can go too high where the parts of the foundation disappears inside the bottom of it. But of course that's not what you want. You want it to be sitting right on the very top of it. And I think that's the master right there, isn't it? No, actually there's a slight gap. All right, let's try that again. We might have to rock it up first. And come on, get up there. And see if we can do better. Nope, it either goes inside or it's got that slight gap. I can't seem to match it up better than that. Yeah, see that goes slightly inside. So let's try it again and see if by chance we can find a good compromise. So there's not much of a gap. Boy, that does look good from here, doesn't it? Yeah, but I need to go forward a little bit more. Right there, right there. No, go forward just a little bit more. Right there. Is that leaving a gap? Yeah, it's leaving a gap. It's not much of a gap, but there is a gap. Huh. That don't beat all. Well, we could try that again and see if by chance we can get around that problem. But we may not be able to. Come on, quit bouncing. That's about the right position. No, we cannot eliminate that gap. We're either too high or we're too low. We can't seem to find a good compromise. Yeah, we got that gap. Well, what if we go taller with this? Am I already boring you to death with details? Oops, I hit the wrong key again. So I gotta get this activated first. And I can't. Looks like to me that gap is still there. Well, the frame either is slightly below or it's inside. Yeah, see, it's either inside or it's slightly below. Slightly below, a little too far. Let's see if we can get up there and see that better. Well, I'll just attach one in front of it because I am not going to keep messing with this. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work the way I think it should. Yeah, see, it's got a slight elevation. Now we are lower than the original deck, and if moving all that to this different height was going to take a while. A great deal of effort. But on top of this, we would stack maybe one more, because that would give us a lot of good space for putting the animals together. Then we'd use this on top of that, and then that would be the very top, unless we decide to put two of these, and then put this on the very top. Hey, Piper, how's it going? Yeah, I think that's what we'll end up doing. Probably do two of these on top of each other, two of those, and then that and the very, very top, which will make it probably as tall as that top one we've got up there. Hey, good. It's good to hear that you're doing good there, Piper. I'm in the process of rebuilding the base. I paid with Terra tokens and got the extra buildings options, the 3x3 and the stuff that I was just looking at, because I want to put these on probably two of those, and then that on the very top. That's what I'm thinking. But I'll end up rebuilding the entire platform. Yeah, I know there's a lot I gotta do because this planet Prime turns out to be the primary location for anything and everything you might need to terraform the moons, and also the the DLC Humble Planet. So you kind of have to finish this one to the maximum possible amount and have automatic crafting and storage for anything that this planet provides and anything you can craft at this planet. Now, the only thing I can't get around, of course, is these pillars because they're like way too tall. They're like built to this point and no further. And then they did the same thing over here. And these are really tall too. Build this far out but no further. Unless you want to spread things out around in these pillars. It's like they say, put your forest over here. But don't put your forest over here. Use this space for all of your construction projects. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at taking the clues that are available and trying to figure out what they had in mind and why they wanted to put those extra tall stone pillars to make life a lot more difficult when it comes to these construction projects. And of course right now I'm having problems. I can't get rid of that gap. Let's see, maybe move out here. See, either the foundation goes inside the bottom of this or it goes too far below it. It doesn't match up. And I've rearranged this, I don't know, close to a dozen times now, looking to see how I could make it work. Now I could take this and go way, way up with it. I mean, even higher than what I did over there. And of course that would make all this going underneath of it pretty easy to manage. And of course I tried to line it up with all of my auto crafting I got up there. So actually the drones don't have to mess with these in order to satisfy the auto crafting that's up there. At a time of it getting the trees where I wanted because of them not wanting to plant at the pillars. Yeah, they can go around the pillars and whatnot. You just kind of have to take your tree spreaders or your flower spreaders and look at the center spot. And of course they put these little rocks in here that prevent them to, from putting down your spreaders, whether that be tree or plants, mostly flowers. And you can't put your beehives or anything on top of them either, or your optimizers. But they've got an area here that's big enough if you try to get everything towards the center, which in this case would be right in this spot right here. Usually these smaller rocks don't really present a problem. As long as you're using T2, spreaders are better, and optimizers. So you got these automated bare spots, and the meteorites that's been falling, they've been falling in this area right in here, all the way up to right on top of this and right beside it. And they've also been falling when they decide to, replenish the surface with ore right in this area, even up against this rock. And right now I've got these here, so that's going to slow that down a bit, since the programming seems to dictate that they don't hit anything. Here's another spot the meteorites like to fall into, and then they don't fall into it until they get up over here. In fact, these small rocks kind of hint where they're going to hit. And then of course the stuff rolls down the hill and falls into the water until it gets to basically the bottom. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of those fish planters with the first level fish that let me get over here. What do they call these things? I guess that's not the way to do it. Look at them this way. There they are right there. Water life collectors. And that's the only way you could get your fish and reptiles started, because you have to have those phytoplankton A, B, and C. Oh, get out of here. Can I drink? Oh, come on, let me drink. Look at that. Oh, I finally got one drink out of it. There we go. I was kind of hoping to go slightly lower than what I had going here. And this is about as slightly lower as I could go. Because if I try to get up here, see, it cuts me off. And I've only got one more level I can buy when it comes to the jetpacks. But usually I could get up here, even though there's not much difference in the elevation. It's not cutting me off. Now with this being elevated like this, I can put these foundation parts under it without any problem. If this thing is setting into the foundation parts, it won't let me add the foundation parts on the side here. All right, let's go ahead and organize that and get some more foundation parts down. See, no problem. Yeah, it is annoying, that is for sure. But that's the quirks of the game you have to kind of get used to. There we go. Now it'll go. But I can't say that having this slightly elevated is a bad deal. I just kind of wish it would set down a little closer. But it does look like from these seams I got it about as centered as I'm going to get it. So it's just a matter of deciding where the front door, the back door is going to be, then put in some windows and start moving stuff over here. I'll need to put the second level on top of it so I can put the ladders in there, which act more like lifts than ladders, since it's going to be the same size and everything. Well, the only thing to do is just get busy and get it done. But I don't think making a recording of it would benefit anybody all that much. But I do want to see if there's going to be a problem with registration with the next level. So I need 3 of these. And then I need 3 iron and 3 titanium. I've got 2 already, so I just need 1 more. And there's a titanium. Alright, let's see if we're going to have any registration problems. Doesn't want to connect where I want it to. Come on, fly. Oh, so close. Come on, right there. That looks it. That looks like it, right? There's no gap, real gap between. Yep, that looks good. So at least that part of it's going to work out for me, I think. Got a sandstorm or something moving in. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording or the live broadcast at this point, and then maybe do another one later after I've got things going along, because I need to put more foundation down around here, and I think I've got enough distance between this one and this one so they won't try to keep connecting here. If they do, I'll have to take out this whole row before I try to finish up this project. And it's not much difference from the looks of things. I guess I won't know until I try, yeah? And I don't have any iron. Let's go back here and get some iron. And then of course we'll have to take all this down and reconstruct it. Now when I do it, I'm going to be focused on how well I can match up stuff. Like for example, let's see, they still haven't opened up this, have they? I still can't do flour and chocolate yet. So we can't start the cakes and all that kind of stuff, croissants and whatnot. But a lot of times, like when I got down here, I was able to make one storage for water, and I had to put out, oh geez, what was it, like 8 of those water collectors. And when I did the algae, oh look at that, we ran out again. So I still don't have enough algae collectors, and I've got like either 7 or 8 of those. Of course, I think the first 4 of them, or was it 6 of them, were the T1 level. And then I started adding the T2 level algae generators. So it's just amazing how many I've got out. And I still cannot have enough algae. I'll need to move over here. Yeah, see, it's trying to connect to the nearest one. So this is definitely going to take a while. All right, now can we connect one? No, see, it goes under. So I have to take out this row before I could do any more here. But just to give you an idea what the difference is, it's kind of like these are 1/2 height down from what we already had. And I don't think 1/2 height down is going to prevent me from putting these underneath the auto crafters that need these things to do their job. Yeah, I don't think it'll even mess up this one. But it will mess up these. These will have to be outside. I won't be able to put them under, I don't think. It'd be just too tight. Kind of the same problem I had with these over here. I had 4 of these, and I had some of them that were under here that it was just too tight. They would go, but they were almost touching. And of course that doesn't work too well. Yeah, so these will definitely have to be outside. They won't be able to be under. Not that that really makes much difference in their performance. But I don't think I'll have to worry so much about having a ramp to get up to this other elevation. All right, that's all of those. So let's get down on the ground. Then we'll elevate. We might have to do the next backpack. But yeah, see, I get up here a lot easier than I was before. So I'm still going to want, once I decide how big this platform is going to be, a ramp or 2 here and there. And maybe even some stairs, the old-fashioned style, like these things right here. Yeah, but I might be able to get all of this stuff to elevate to the same platform, or do like I did here, where I brought it down one and went to edge or lip to lip and had like a shelf. I had a shelf up here too, but then I went ahead added another layer that seemed more comfortable. And then of course you have to put these in to square this off. And those are the triangle pieces right here, foundation angle. And then of course I'll want to put those up just to make it look a little fancier, a little more finished construction wise. And we'll want to elevate our lamps like we did before. See, we've got the lamps up there. That lights up the area pretty good. All right, well, that's about all the show and tell I've got right now. But I think I pretty well explained what I'm up to. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live broadcast at this point, and then do another one later after I get a lot of this finished. So be well until next time.